Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha with Ice Cream Fitness here. I'm just sitting here in my robe drinking my morning coffee, looking sexy as hell as usual. And for those of you who say down in the comments that you don't think I'm sexy as hell when I do these videos in my robe, I don't care what you think. Nobody asked you shit. Hold on, let me give you guys a bicep shot. All right, this morning a subscriber named Luke sent me a message asking about filling in his remaining calories after he hits his macros. And let me read his question out for you guys. All right, Luke asked, "Hey Jason, I'm really enjoying your 5x5 routine and I'm bulking as well. I have a question though. At the end of the day, I hit my macros, but I still have like 400 calories left. What should those calories be to fill in that 400? Thanks, man. Your videos are great. Keep it up." All right, guys, and I'm sure Luke has seen this because he has remaining calories left and is talking about his macros, so I'm assuming he's hit all his minimums. But if you guys check my playlist, I have a playlist with basic nutrition information, and I include formulas for calculating your macros that aren't ratios or not percentages, because nobody does that stuff in the sports world anymore. That is 20-year-old ways of doing things, and it's been thrown out decades ago. Professional athletes do not do that. And I provided you guys with very simple and easy to use. I've broken them down to make them simple for the layperson. Formulas for you to determine your basic macronutrient needs and ranges for strength athletes. And if you lift weights and if you're a bodybuilder pursuing aesthetics or whatever, you are still a strength athlete. So you have the same basic minimums for gaining muscle, retaining muscle, balancing hormone levels, all of those things that any other strength athlete would have. And some people have pointed out when they look at those, that I've had someone point out to me that, hey, I've looked at stuff put out by the nutritionist Emma Lee, who, by the way, has a PhD in sports nutrition, and she practices what she preaches because the chick has like a ripped 8-pack. So she knows how to apply the knowledge to herself. You don't see many women with an 8-pack with veins going through it who also happen to have a PhD in sports nutrition. And what I will point out is that my formulas that I put out do not differ from hers. I give you minimums on your numbers, and I tell you you have discretionary calories, fill them roughly using these rough guidelines, but they don't have to be perfect. And if you pull her ranges that Emma Lee puts out, you'll notice that my minimum numbers hit the bottom of her ranges. And for most people, if you stay within the guidelines I give for your remaining calories, you will stay within her top end ranges also. So I've basically just taken the ranges she's given you, but made them easy to apply in the real world to save you a lot of headache. So it's the same information, and it's not her information. It's the same information used by every sports nutritionist in 2013. It's the current set of formulas used. I've just condensed it down and made it easier. Now, that being said, honestly, once you've hit your minimums, as long as you have a carb bias and those remaining calories on this bulk, it's not going to matter how you fill those remaining 400 calories. Or if it's going to matter, it's going to matter such a small amount that you won't measure it. You could fill it with chicken and rice. You could fill it with steak. You could fill it with peanut butter. You could fill it with chocolate milk. It's not really going to matter as long as you hit your basic minimums, you have a carb bias, and you hit your micronutrients. Now, if you're coming up short on micronutrients, you better fill those calories with fruits and vegetables. But all of that being said, guys, if you look at those formulas, I give you those discretionary calories, and I have that carb bias in there, and I even recommend some people filling all of those remaining calories with carbs. That is just trying to get a tiny performance edge by filling it in with those extra carbs. I'm trying to just give you a 0.5% edge in your gym by doing that. If you were to eat less carbs and go down and only 50% of those remaining calories is carbs, and you just prefer fat or you prefer more protein, it's not going to make a huge difference. It might cost you 1 pound on your bench press over the next year, or 2 pounds on your bench press over the next year versus my recommendations, but you'd be eating food that you enjoy more. And keep that in mind. I keep those things flexible because different people don't want to eat the same foods day to day. They don't want to hit the same macros day to day. And some people simply feel better if they eat more fat. Some people feel better if they eat more carbs. Some people feel better if they eat more protein. So you have to experiment around a bit and see what you function best at. Because while I give recommendations for that I would like to see guys fill most of those calories with carbs, but I leave the option open not to, is because I'm trying to give you a small edge in the gym. But at the end of the day, a tiny 0.5% edge in the gym, if you don't feel good and you don't feel energetic the rest of the day, and or your food isn't satiating, you don't enjoy what you're eating because of that, it's not really worth it. So with those remaining 400 calories, while I would like to see a carb bias in there for performance reasons, at the end of the day, you're going to have to fill it with the foods that you enjoy most, the foods that make you feel best, and finding your own proper balance. So fill it however you want. All right, guys, that's really all I have to say on that today. I'm going to try to crank out the Gear Talk Q&A video later today. The Q&A thread is still up for the Monday Q&As tomorrow. If you guys check the link down below to the Ice Cream Fitness Facebook page, you can find the Q&A if you want to get your questions thrown up there. But that's really all I have to say on that today, and I will talk to you next time.